Good afternoon. It's Thursday, August 21st, 2025. And these are the four things you need to know this afternoon. Four stories, 1 through 4, where facts, power, and prudence matter more than ever. First up, Walmart, which is reporting strong second quarter sales. U.S. comparable sales rose about 4.6%, powered by groceries, health categories, and rising e-commerce demand, yet profits slipped due to higher costs. Why? Well, tariffs, they've driven up the price of inventory. Walmart estimated 1/3 of its goods are imported and around 10% saw price hikes. Still, Walmart absorbed most of the costs, raising prices selectively while rolling out price rollbacks and discounts where possible. What's truly important here is that consumers are voting with their feet. More shoppers are actually headed towards Walmart now over its competitors. That's not a signal of strength in consumer demand. It's a sign tariffs are hurting ordinary Americans. Where tariff costs higher input prices, businesses may absorb them now, but eventually either prices are going to rise or hiring is going to slow or wages are going to stall. It's Economics 101. We got to cut costs for families, not increase them artificially. Real strength comes from market freedom and competitive economies, not protectionist price walls. Up next, the president riding with the police in Washington, D.C. He's going to join law enforcement and military personnel patrolling the streets of Washington tonight, a high-profile gesture underscoring his federal takeover to restore safety in the Capitol. The administration points to dramatic drops in violent crime to claim the city went from the murder capital to 0 murders overnight. Crime in D.C. was allegedly already trending down before the takeover, but it was still very high. Still, Trump's bold presence takes on a broader point. Americans want leaders who act, not just talk. This isn't really symbolism. It's just highlighting the effort. Vance and Hegseth yesterday provoked outrage. Well, the optics of leadership are mattering here. Whether crime dropped because of federal action or local policing, the message stands. The government stepped in and visibly, decisively showed up. That matters. Also, this will blow your mind. There have been 0 murders in Washington, D.C. since the takeover. Washington had been averaging a murder every other day until the takeover. James Dobson, the founder of Focus on the Family and a leading voice of the Christian right, died today at age 89. He launched his radio ministry in 1977 and became one of the most influential evangelical leaders in the United States. Focus on the Family at its peak employed over 1,000 staff, and Dobson's radio program reached millions daily. He advocated for strong families, personal responsibility, and a culture of nurture built around Christian character. He offered counsel to millions, not as a partisan speaker, but as a psychologist, trying to navigate collapsing norms of the 1960s and onward. The left vilified him, the right embraced him, but the better view is this. Society is better because James Dobson pushed back against moral drift, reminding us that civilization begins at home, with how we raise our kids and live our lives. James Dobson may be gone, but his message of character, faith, and family endures and still grows. Lastly, Donald Trump has won in the New York fraud case. A New York appeals court has overturned the $500+ million civil fraud judgment previously imposed on Trump by a lower court through the litigation of Letitia James, the New York Attorney General. The appellate court ruled the penalty violated the 8th Amendment's ban on excessive fines. Fraud findings remain in place, but the massive fine is gone. Trump and his legal team celebrated it as a total victory. Make no mistake, the court acknowledged Trump's company misrepresented assessed values, but forcing a staggering $500 million disgorgement, triple or quadrupling the benefit was punitive, not corrective. That kind of judgment weaponizes law against political opponents. This was not accountability. It was attempted political ruin. Even with fraud established, the court rightly said justice must be proportionate. Let this serve as a warning, though. If you move to embrace the worst legal overreach against your opponents, prepare for mirroring when the tables are turned. Walmart's dominance underlined the tariffs are impacting people. Visible leadership in D.C. is impacting crime. Dobson's legacy shows conservative leadership and moral clarity still impacts families. And a guilty ruling can't be twisted into punishment. Well, the law's got to remain fair. Those are the four things you need to know this afternoon. I'm Erick Erickson. Have a great evening.